Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm here today on behalf of the Homicide and Missing Persons Unit to make a very important appeal in connection with the tragic death of 21-year-old Amir Naraine, who was the victim of a homicide in 2019. On September the 29th of 2019, officers from 23 Division responded to a call for service at 2700 Kipling Avenue. The caller reported that a man was slumped over in a vehicle at that plaza. When emergency services arrived, they found Amir in the black of his 2018 Chevrolet Malibu with gunshot wounds. On September the 28th, leading up to this, Amir had visited his girlfriend in Brampton, and sometime between 9 and 10 p.m. That evening, he picked up a friend in Toronto in the Mount Olive area. Amir also had two unidentified men with him at that time, and the four individuals, Amir, his friend, and the two unidentified men, made their way to Brampton for a party. The location of that party remains unknown. Tragically, an altercation occurred later that night, leading to Amir and his friend being shot. Amir's friend survived and was treated at hospital for his injuries. Amir's friend has not provided a statement to the police. Following the shooting, I believe that Amir and his friend got into the Malibu along with the two unidentified men. One of the unidentified men drove Amir's car as Amir and his friend were suffering from injuries. The vehicle was dropped off. The man driving Amir's vehicle dropped off Amir's friend in the Mount Olive area, which is very close to the area where the vehicle and Amir were located. At approximately 12:15 a.m. on the early morning hours of the 29th, the vehicle was parked in the plaza at 2700 Kipling Avenue, and the two men left the vehicle. They exited the vehicle and walked northbound towards Kipling Avenue. These men can be described as, I'll start with the driver. The driver is short, wearing a hat, a light-colored shirt, and light-colored runners. The passenger is taller than the driver, dressed in dark clothing, and also wearing light-colored runners. We have video of these two men walking away from the vehicle, and we believe someone out there can help us identify these men. Later that day, and into the evening hours, at approximately 7 p.m., a different vehicle arrived in that plaza. A male got out of the passenger side of the car, looked into Amir's car, got back into the vehicle he had just previously exited, and they left the area. This individual, along with another man, called 911, which resulted in the police attendance and Amir being located. Despite an extensive investigation, including this thorough video canvas, the identity of the suspects and the location of the shooting remain unknown. Amir's family has waited over 5 years for answers. We believe someone in the community knows what happened that night. We are asking you to come forward and help bring justice for Amir. Even the smallest detail can make a big difference. Thank you. I would now like to invite Amir Naraine, Amir's mother, up to share a few words.
Hello, everyone. I'm Adrienne Davika Naraine, mother of Amir Naraine. And I have with me Amir's brother Amin and stepfather Terrence. we are here to say Amir was a remarkable, hard-working young man. He was a great son, brother, cousin, nephew, grandson, and a friend. Amir was taken from us way too early. We asked the people that know the information about the homicide to please come forward. Make that call to Crime Stoppers or the police. We know that his friends know the where, when, who, how, or what took place. You boys played a role in our everyday life. You boys promised to have each other's backs. Well, this is that time for you guys to have Amir's back. Talk up, please say something. This isn't about being a rat. This is about putting Amir to rest in peace and finding justice for Amir. But with how he was left to die, so disgusting, so horrible. Only you guys know his last words. My boy deserves to be rest peacefully. Please help a mother. Please help his family find closure. So please, to anyone that might have seen something Saturday 28th in the late evening with Amir in his car with his friends, please call anonymous if that makes it easier. We need answers. We need your help. And just for everyone to know, we won't stop. We're not gonna stop until there's justice for Amir Naraine. Thank you.
Thank you all for attending. Community safety is a shared responsibility in which we all play a role. We must recognize the power of community in combating crime concerns. Toronto Crime Stoppers operates on the principle that everyone can play a role in prevention and community well-being. Anonymously saying something to Toronto Crime Stoppers about this crime or any crime not only keeps our community safe, but it may also just save someone's life. Today, Toronto Crime Stoppers is announcing an enhanced cash reward of up to $5,000 for any information that can assist investigators from the Toronto Police Service to identify and apprehend those responsible for Amir Naraine's murder that occurred in the city of Toronto. This enhanced cash reward will only be valid until Friday, November 1st, 2024. So if you have something to say it now. And by doing so, you will be making your community a safer place. Citizens can remain anonymous by calling 416-222-8477, or you can submit your tip online at 22tips.com and remain confident that your identity will be fully protected. In closing, I want to emphasize that community safety truly is a shared responsibility. When we choose silence, we all suffer the consequences. Toronto Crime Stoppers remains committed in our continued efforts to mobilize the community to see it, say it, stop it for a safer Toronto. Detective Sergeant and I will take questions at this time.
Any questions?
Detective, 5 years ago, it was reported that there was approximately a 19-hour span between the time that you believe Amir was shot and found in the car. Is that correct? Can you just give an update or just clarify about I know it's one day, but can you give us a bit more?
Certainly. So the car was left in that plaza at 2700 Kipling Avenue just after midnight. And Amir was discovered by our 911 callers at approximately 7 p.m., just after 7 p.m. So Amir's vehicle was in that parking lot for approximately 19 hours.
The friend, we're calling him the friend, that was also shot. Can you shed some light on the situation, the fact that he was there? Was it that they couldn't see? Can you just elaborate as to why the friend has not helped?
So I can tell you that we've made efforts to take statements from his friend, but we need information, and that's the reason we're making an appeal here today. I believe that there were 3 people in that car with Amir that can give us information. They can give us the information we need to move this investigation forward. So our appeal here today is for information that will lead us to identify the 2 men that got out of Amir's car and left him in that plaza so that we can speak to them and find out what happened that night. There's people that know what happened, and our appeal here today is to find out who they are and what information they can offer us.
And there was obviously, there was no information about the location of this quote-unquote party with the girlfriend, with any phones or any digital records. It was in Brampton, but the location is a mystery.
That's right. We do not know where the shooting took place. We don't know where this party was.
What's it like working on this for 5 years, coming forward, seeing Amir's family like this?
It's frustrating. I want justice for Amir, for his family, and we're working very hard to do that, which is why we are making this appeal here today. And we're partnering with Crime Stoppers to offer this reward.
Is there organized crime link with this situation, or do you believe this was a situation that went awry, or in the heat of the moment or something, or what? Is there any other idea of motive or what was going on in these people's lives? Or
so I don't have any information to suggest that this is tied to organized crime, and really it's the people that are in that car and potentially others that can shed light on the situation for us about what took place.
Okay, one more question.
Hi, that started Omar Mazek from Star. Just wondering, can you tell us a bit about what factors go into police determining whether they want to offer a reward? Is that the family's choice? Is it based on what kind of evidence is out there? How does that work?
Well, it was a conversation between myself and Crime Stoppers. I made them aware of our plea and that we very much want to get more information in this case. It's been 5 years. We've made appeals in the past, and I think we're fortunate to have partnered with Crime Stoppers here today to offer a reward which I hope will urge others to come forwards to help us identify these people.
Sorry, I just have one more follow-up. About the friend who was injured, if I heard correctly, you said he's not provided a statement, or I'm just wondering if you could talk a bit more about the level of cooperation of this person, what kind of information has been provided, and if at any point it's reached, would police be looking at obstruction charges? Is this person cooperating, just doesn't have that information, or are they actively trying to not?
Right. So at this point, I'm not considering charges on this person. I hope that this person will find it in them to provide us with the information they know. I can tell you we've spoken to the person a number of times and received very little information about what took place that night.
Okay, thank you, everyone.